One of the things I didn't mention, which I should have done, was that one of the reasons I think if you're dealing with Apigard or you're treating with Apigard, one of the things you need to do is to check what the bees have done after the Apigard, because what I've found over the years is if you've got a colony running that way, you put the Apigard immediately over the brood nest. What I found is that the bees, or in about 50% of the cases, the bees tend to migrate the brood nest over to one side or the other. And then, of course, you take the Apigard off and the brood nest stays there. Now, that's okay if the weather is always going to be reasonably good, or perhaps you've got holes in your frames that the bees can go through. But if you haven't, what can happen is the bees are one side. If they're in really tight cluster when it's cold, if they run out of food on the last frame that they're clustering in, and also right up to the edge of the box, because they're in cluster, let's say we've got a frame there, just for argument's sake, there. If you haven't got holes in your combs, and quite honestly, most of mine have got holes in, the bees can't get over, under, or round the edge of that comb there, and they can starve here with a load of food this side. So you need to be careful. And what I will be doing this next week is going around all of my colonies and centralizing them. But don't just, well, what I mean by that is, if you've, let's say, got one frame of food one side and 5 the other, just move a couple of frames over. Don't just move them over like that, because bees tend to put pollen closest to the brood. So any frames you take out of this side, just turn round and put in that side, so the bees have got some pollen at both sides. It's only a personal thing. I doubt if you'll find it in books. Well, you might in one book, but you can publicise that better than I can. Anyway, I'll go charging in. I won't go charging in, but I'll open this one up now. See what we've got. Right, now, again, look at the ground board. Right, now, look at it. Look at it. And there's more bees this side than there are that side. I may be wrong, but I suspect the brood nest is more in this area here than that one. So I might need to move 1 or possibly 2 frames over, but let's just have a look and see. Now, these are pretty quiet. They're not flying very well, but at 11 degrees, you wouldn't expect them to. Now, don't forget, I think this colony needs just a little bit more food. I'm in the process of changing my mind, because I think I've already spent quite a bit of time. I don't think I'll mess about with a smaller colony. That feels heavy. That feels heavy. I can just about get that out, I think. Right. Now that is all food and pollen, you know, liquid food and pollen. And you can see what the bees have done. They always start putting the honey at the top, which is what they've done here. We've got a few cells here with crystallized honey in, and what I was going to say was that you can see they're sealing it on the way down. Now, I've noticed a hole in this comb down at the bottom there. That, of course, will help them get from one one comb through to another. I will put that back. This is actually looking slightly different than I expected it to. This seems lighter. I wouldn't mind betting there's brood on this one. Yeah, I think we've got eggs and larvae in there, I think. No, we haven't. No, we haven't. So this one, I think, would need a little bit more food now. But of course, if you get a week's good weather, they're going to pile the ivy in, and they will be okay. Now, what I said, don't forget the entrance is down here. They've left these empty cells here for them to cluster in. The food is as far away from the entrance as possible. These are sort of things that we need to understand as beekeepers as to what bees actually do. So when you do handle a colony, certainly later in the season, don't turn it around like that, because the bees know exactly what they've got and where they've got it. Now, I'm happy with this colony being queen right. It may just be that the queen has gone off lay. And there's no brood in that. Oh, that surprised me. Yeah, so don't be alarmed if you've got a colony with no laying queen. You can tell if she's there or not. They're not roaring. I have to say I'm not particularly looking for her, but I can't do that and talk to you folk at the same time. I would have expected eggs to have been in there, but nothing. Ah, brood here, look, on the wrong side. Patterson, you've got it wrong again. That pleased a lot of people. Yeah, we got brood there, and it's in all stages. Right. Yeah. So that's the fifth one in. Fifth one in. Let's have a look on that side. We got brood on there. I'm not particularly going to be looking for the queen, but if Martina spots it, then I might clip a marker. This is interesting. This is where observation comes in. Can you see that, Steve?
No.
Drone.
There's a drone?
One drone.
What's he doing?
I don't know. He's obviously got a bit about him, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Ah, that's interesting. Sorry. All right, and we got eggs in there. Right. So we've got brood on 3 combs. That is food. No food. So we've got 2 and 2, 4, 6 that side. 2. So if I drop another couple of frames over the other side from this side, that will satisfy the needs of the bees, and it will centralise things and make it easier for them, hopefully during the winter. So what I'm going to do, I hope you notice this carefully. I'm going to take the outside 2 frames. Now it's got pollen there and a bit of pollen there. So this one I will be okay to put in the same way the same way round. So that one, which I suspect is solid food, more or less solid food. So now I'm going to bring this across. What I've found is that when you get this problem with bees starving with granulated honey, it's usually after the turn of the year. Usually, because surprisingly, in this part of the globe, tend to get the colder weather after the turn of the year. So right now is their combs that were right next to the brood. I'm leaving them exactly as they are, and I'm putting the extra food in the other side.